Obviously, with a show structured like 90 Day Fiancé, there's bound to be some drama and over-the-top moments. With just 90 days to decide on whether the couples want to get married, things can get a little crazy. Today, we're going to take a look at some 90 Day Fiancé moments that went a little bit too far. Be sure to watch this entire video, as you won't want to miss out on what we have today. Also, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to never miss a single upload. A weave-snatching brawl. In this episode, Chantel Everett and Pedro Jimeno were invited to dine with Jesse and Darcy when things went a bit over the top. Pedro and Nicole awkwardly show up late to the dinner, making things uncomfortable from the start. As things move on, Chantel's parents admit they hired a spy to look into whether or not Pedro's family were body traffickers who used their daughter for a green card. Things only get worse from here. Chantel's parents admit they want to figure out why Nicole wants to take advantage of their daughter. The conversation erupts into a screaming match as the sister-in-laws accuse each other of lying, and Chantel's brother throws a punch at Pedro. Well, the dinner turns into an all-out brawl and ends up with Chantel crying in a corner as her mother holds up a few hair extensions from Nicole's scalp while screaming, "Pedro and Nicole are very bad for my family." The scene definitely took a strong turn that we were not expecting. Paul wears protection to go swimming with Karen. This scene actually took place early on in Season 1 of 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days, Paul went to Brazil to meet Karen, his soon-to-be fiancée he met online. Their relationship was already a bit iffy, as neither of them spoke or even knew each other's language, and had to communicate through a translator app. Well, let's just say things got even more awkward on their meetup in this episode. Paul explains that his doctor warned him about drinking and swimming in the water in Brazil. So what did Paul do? Well, he pulled out a small plastic bag. "I have this," he shared, holding it up and describing it as a sheath protection bag. He went to the bathroom to put it on, explaining, "Definitely don't want nothing swimming up my pee." Not only was Paul so scared of the water to wear a condom, but it took a long time to actually get him in the water. When he finally got in the water, wearing protective clothing and a life jacket, Karen, who wore a normal swimsuit, was extremely embarrassed by his behavior, and they soon got out of the water. Luis accuses Molly of witchcraft. When Molly Hopkins brought home her brand new fiancé, Luis Menendez, things were very, very awkward right from the start, from their age difference to the fact that they were secretly married the entire time and nobody knew it. If that wasn't bad enough, Luis has a really strange force on Molly, almost making her do whatever he wants. As the episode goes on, and Molly and Luis talk about some weird things, the conversation somehow changes to a contest about who is the holiest person in the couple. Luis claims Molly was not comprehensible and has mixed too many religious totems around the house. He also criticizes her for having a Buddha, but no Bibles or anything of God. Luis then starts asking Molly if she knows about witchcraft, and from here, things just get worse and worse. Definitely a moment that went just a bit too far on this show. Mohammed and Danielle's uncomfortable relationship. When taking a look at this couple, it's easy to wonder how things got bad so fast. Mohammed and Danielle started out well, and things were looking good for the couple. Things turned sour almost immediately when things started to get serious for the couple. Suddenly, this man wanted nothing to do with his beloved fiancée anymore. He had done some pretty bad stuff to her, and apparently, there were no signs of things getting better. According to Radar Online, the Ohio resident claimed in her annulment papers that Muhammad had multiple affairs and used a number of Facebook pages to solicit money from various women. Despite all his behavior, which he denied, but there's one rumor he didn't even bother squashing. He was not to his. But why? While the show ran, it became clear to fans that Muhammad is disgusted by Danielle. He doesn't even want her at their wedding, and she claims they only consummated their wants 3 months after tying the knot. Leda says she is essentially marrying Eric for the green card. In Season 6 of 90 Day Fiancé, Indonesian beauty queen Leda flew her son all the way to Wisconsin to be with fiancé Eric. Little did she know they'd all be sharing one bed in a trash-filled apartment. It was clear that this 90 Day Fiancé star, who was used to a life of luxury, struggled with her choice when she realized Eric Rosenbrook was flat out broke. Leda insisted on moving Eric's daughter out of the apartment they shared, and complained about Eric's duty to pay child support for his other kids. The argument continues to escalate and gets worse and worse as the scene unfolds. "You're effing child support, and Tasha's going to live with us. Leda said. "And the wedding venue. It seems like I have to accept everything. When is going to be my time?" Then Leda claims her parents paid the equivalent of $300,000 USD for her first wedding, yet she's forced to marry Eric in what looks to be a motel conference room. So we can already tell that this marriage just isn't fit. After Leda called Eric's daughter a burden, Eric defended his children, saying, "In America, family is what matters." Leda, still mad, states, "Then I don't want to get married then," to which Eric asked, "Because of child support?" Leda's answer, "Yeah. Well, it turns out they eventually did somehow get married, but not on good terms. Eventually, Leda was granted a restraining order against Eric's daughter, Tasha. Apparently, Leda and Tasha won't be sharing an apartment again anytime soon." David forces Annie to live in a storage unit. Ever since Season 5 of 90 Day Fiancé, it was evident that David Toborowski would do almost anything to not have a job. However, David's good friend Chris Thieneman stuck through with David in his highs and lows, making sure that he was on top of things, for the most part. After what seems like months, maybe even years, of unemployment for David, Chris finally offers David a partnership in his restaurant, which David, of course, rejects. After that, he's essentially cut off from ever striking a job again. While David already put his wife, Annie Swan, through some very strange living situations, things get ultra awkward when they're forced to move out of Chris's house. They are moved into a storage unit. I mean, hey, at least the place is free, but it surely comes with its price, and he can't shower for more than 2 minutes because the hot water heater is extremely small, there's no stove, and they can't open the window. Ashley discovers Jay's Tinder. Despite the age difference, Ashley and Jay actually seem to get along very well. He saw them go through a lot together, and seemed to be in a good place. However, things quickly took a wrong turn after Ashley discovered something she probably wished she hadn't. Jay moved to Pennsylvania to be with Ashley in 90 Day Fiancé Season 6, even though there were rumors of his infidelity, and Ashley friends' concerns that Jay could be unfaithful. But just after a week they moved together, Ashley caught Jay cheating with another woman. Well, not directly, but instead over Tinder. Ashley looked heartbroken as she explained what happened. "He created the account the day we got home from our wedding. I can't even kick him out of my house," she noted, adding, "I'm responsible for him for 10 years. It's definitely heartbreaking to watch Ashley, just a week after her marriage, saying that she should have known better. But the scene got even weirder when Jay walked in the front door. He sat next to Ashley and simply said, "You want to talk about it?" Wow. Just wow. Anafisa learned Jorge met with divorce lawyers during 90 Day Fiancé's shoot. In Season 4, Jorge finally introduces his Russian-born fiancée, Anafisa, to California, and soon their relationship was in trouble. Anafisa and Jorge's family didn't get along. Anafisa seemed to only be a gold digger in the relationship, and when Jorge came clean about not being a millionaire, as he claimed to be, their relationship began to fall apart. Somehow, the couple still got married, and went on to star in 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. In an episode, Jorge and his sister Lourdes met with a lawyer to consider Jorge's divorce options, all without Anafisa even knowing what was going on. Later in the season, a producer of the show mentioned the meeting to the couple. "When was the last time you talked to Lourdes?" the producer asked. "Was it when you went to the divorce lawyers?" Well, this kind of made everything fall apart, as Anafisa was furious. She demanded Jorge tell her what happened, and let's just say, things definitely went overboard.